is Fusion Noob. I'm Klaus, and this week we got our first suggestion for an episode. So let's get right to that right now.
So in today's episode, we'll ask Tom 111's question about how to make a lower third and save it as a macro. So first up, we have our clip, and let's go to our Fusion page. And in Fusion, I'll just first off rearrange our in and out media. And for this, we will just need a background. Just like that. We will need a triangle or rectangle. And we'll need a merge. And I'll just put the merge in between the media in and the media out. And this is going to be a very simple lower third, by the way. So first off, we have our background. We'll just connect that to our merge one. And now we have a black screen. Not to worry too much about that, because we are going to take our rectangle and connect that to our background. So here we have our background, and we are going to change the color of that to something else than black, so some kind of reddish. Yeah, we're going to the rectangle node, and let's just play around with the width and the height, like that. And then also the corner radius, so I'll make it a little more rounded. Just make it a little bit smaller. Yeah, and then we can just move it down here where we want it to be positioned. Something like that should be good enough. Like that. That's better. So we'll go to the beginning of the timeline, and we'll go to the merge one node, because then we can control how we want it to move. So what we want to do, we will go up here and we'll move it out of the frame, and we'll just click the keyframe icon, and then let's move our playhead here in where we want our background to appear, or our lower third in this case. So around frame 30. And then we'll just, whoops, a little too much. Let's say we want it to be around here. And then we'll just jump in time and see, let's say, maybe we want it to, let's say frame 130, we'll do another keyframe, and then we'll just go to the end of our clip here. And when, one frame back, and when we're at the end of our clip, we want our lower third to be gone. So let's see what we have here. Okay, lower third coming in, and lower third going out. Okay. Fine, so let's just add a text note here. Okay, and let's just move that a little bit. Okay, and then we'll need to have a merge. Whoops, not a background. No, we need to have a merge. So, and then we need to have a merge. And we'll just push the shift button and drag it down in the timeline here, or in the line. And we'll just connect that, and then we'll just type something. For instance, my name. Just like that. Let's just write what I am as well. Okay, and then we'll just go into our timeline here and move it to frame 25, which is where it should be. And then we just drag down our text here and align it where we want it to be. And let's just go down to line spacing here, and let's move those a bit more together. And let's change the font to something a little more exciting. Let's change it to Homer. I like that font. Yeah, and the color will just keep, and the sizing is just fine. What more to do? I know. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's just add some drop shadow by changing the element to 3 and then enable that. Okay, and yeah, black shadow, all fine. And of course we could do even more here, but we're not going to do that because it'll be a long tutorial then. So let's go back to our type tool here, and let's put in a keyframe at this particular time, 25 frames in. And then let's just start out by to the beginning and setting that keyframe. And here is a little thing I do not really like because the text is there too early. So just by dragging this one right back here, I'll put in a new keyframe, which is going to kill my first keyframe basically. And now it looks just fine. Okay, and then at some point we want the text to disappear. So let's see, around 140 we are going to have the background move. So let's just go in and hit a keyframe. Okay, and then if you use the arrow keys, you can toggle the keyframes, and then let's just move as well where exactly our text is going to be at that keyframe. Okay, so let's use the arrow and go a keyframe back, and then just move the text along, and one more time using the key, and at this time the text should be all on. So here we have like the animation. Well, yeah. And let's see how the animation is at the end of it, when the text and the background will disappear from the screen. Okay, fine. So that's a simple lower third. So now let's see how to save it as a macro. So first off, we are just going to make some space here. Okay, and then we are just going to highlight everything except the media in and the media out, and then right click, and then just go up here to macro and create macro. And what we have to do at this point, we can start by, of course, giving our lower third a name. And don't worry too much about all these boxes, because that looks very intimidating. But okay, let's call this red lower third, and let's think about what things are actually moving or doing something in this animation. So I know that the rectangle will be doing something. So go down to the rectangle, and then if I wanted to change anything, I will be able to change the, let's see, the center, the width and the height, and also the corners, because I also had something there. And then of course you could go in and change everything for the text as well. So you can change the text, but I'm not going to do that because it's just fine the way it is. So, and then we'll just close that, and we'll have a dialog box come up saying if we want to change, save, and we want to do that. And then of course I have done this before, so that direction. And then of course I'll just save that. And then we'll just type in red, and there it is, and we'll just drag that or add it. Actually, I don't think you can drag it, so we'll add it. So now instead of making all this thing, I'll just disconnect the media in and the media out. So now instead of having to build this every time, you can now simply just drag the line into the macro and to the out point, and you're done. So let's go to the edit page and have a look. And that's how you do that. Once again, I am Klaus, I am the Fusion Noob. If you have any suggestions for what I should learn in Fusion, please write it down in the comment sections below. And if you want to be notified every time there is a new video on the Duke Denver Film channel, please hit that bell icon down in the corner. And if this was any help to you, please consider subscribing. See you in the next video.